Case IH has released a new top model in the Optum series, and they have actually launched 3 new flagship models. Previously, the top models were the Optum 300 and 340, but now there are 3 new models on the way: 360, 390, and 440. The new top model has over 400 horsepower, 435 HP. Here is the Optum 440. In this video from Agritech Media, we will go through all the details of the new tractor, which you can see at Agritechnica 2025. I assure you that there are new developments in the new Optum 440. The new Optum series is an extension of the current Optum series, which means you can still buy an Optum 300 and 340. The Magnum series is still available as the new Optum series overlaps with it. The Magnum top model has 435 horsepower. The Optum 440 has 435 horsepower as well, indicating a full overlap. Why create the Optum 440 to cater to European farmers? Case IH knows that European farmers are looking for a compact, large tractor, and they have indeed got that here in the new Case IH Optum 440. Let's begin by examining the tractor as a whole. It weighs 12,150 kilos when ready for action, just as it is now. The distance between the axles measures 3.19 meter. Is 3.19 large or a not? It's actually quite a lot. 3.19 meter is long for a tractor, for tractors over 400 HP. However, I just said it's a compact tractor, and Case IH confirms this. They actually mention that despite the long wheelbase, it has a turning radius of just 6.1 meter. Let's compare this wheelbase to other Case IH tractors. Here we have 3.19 meter, and behind it there is a Magnum 405. Looking at the Magnum, it actually has a wheelbase that is 4 centimeters less than the new Optum series. You heard correctly. You would think the American-made Magnum has a ridiculously long wheelbase, much longer than the new Optum, but it doesn't. On the other hand, the length of the tractor, specifically the Magnum, is 1 meter longer than the new Optum. When we consider the previous flagship model in the Optum lineup, Case IH Optum 340, the wheelbase is more than 30 centimeter longer on the new Optum model. Indeed, the new Optum has a notably longer wheelbase, despite being a compact large tractor from Case IH. With the longer wheelbase, there are also new tire options available for the tractor. You can now get Group 49 on the Optum 360, 390 and 440, which translates to 44-inch rear tires. And see here, there are valves on each 4 wheels. An integrated air pressure control system is available, and Case IH mentions it is a strong system developed in-house. This means we can pump 1 bar into all 4 tires in just 5 minutes, and notice this, it is while driving. It's a mechanical system, meaning there's no rim for the compressor, featuring a 2-cylinder compressor with 630 cc. A new and quite exciting area in the new Optum models is the front axle. As you can see here, it concerns a unique, hanging, self-sufficient front axle suspension system. This is due to a specific reason. The front axle was developed in-house at CNH, the company that owns Case IH, and it is produced in Italy. The front axle has a significant travel of 250 millimeter in the suspension cylinders. Each front wheel is suspended individually. In the center of the front axle, there is a transmission housing with differential locks and brakes. On each outer side, illustrated in yellow-orange in the animation, you can observe the double disc brakes that are immersed in oil, similar to those found on a rear axle. Case IH states that this solution more than doubles the braking power compared to an Optum 340. And this is crucial for the 3 new Optum models that have just been built for high speed, but we will return to this a bit later. The oil in the front axle is cooled through the transmission oil and hydraulic oil. And you might wonder why there isn't a separate transmission and hydraulic oil in the new series, especially when there are more components in the transmission part. Let's ask Case IH. Currently, Richard Hollins is in conversation with Lampower TV, a British media channel. I asked Richard, he's the product manager for the Optum series. I asked why a new tractor is made without sharing engine and transmission oil. There are indeed many other competing brands on the market that do share. Let's see what Richard has to say about these questions.
So Richard, on the new Optum, the hydraulic system and the transmission is still one system.
Yes.
What is the reason for that?
We use that design really because it makes life simple for servicing, but really for the operation of the tractor, it gives you advantages in peaks of load. And the simple way of explaining that is if you split the transmission oil and the rear axle oil, the reservoirs get smaller, and it becomes then like comparing boiling a kettle to heating a swimming pool. So if the hydrostat unit gets spikes in load and is working hard, we've got more oil really to absorb that heat. So the cooling package can be basically smaller and less load on the cooling package when you're running in high load environments.
So you have considered dividing transmission oil and hydraulic, or?
There are benefits of both, depending which way you look at it. But for simplicity, we keep everything under one reservoir. Yeah.
A really clever detail on the new Optum models is right here on the right side. Under the large catalytic converter, there is actually a toolbox. This toolbox is full-sized and can be pulled out. And look what's behind. Water tank, water spout. So when you're done with having dirty hands, you can wash them right here. It's a great feature. The rear linkage on the new Optum models are much more powerful. Primarily, the lift capacity is 11.6 tons. In terms of hydraulics, the tractor provides 220 litres per minute, which is precisely the same as the Optum 340 and 300. However, there is an option to have an additional hydraulic pump installed on the new Optum models. This brings us up to 320 litres per minute. And these hydraulic pumps operate in their own circuits. In fact, the two outlets here on the right run with one pump, and the three outlets over here operate with the other pump. This means that you can actually run either high flow and low volume on one side. Unlike the other side, you can actually decide that from the terminal. You can choose between two PTO speeds, 1000 or 1000E or 1540E. Oh, and there's a detail about the rear lights. Look here. IH is now an integrated feature of the LED rear lights in the new Optum models. Case IH tells us that another lamp will be placed here to illuminate the drawbar. However, we will have to wait until Agritechnica 2025 to see it. You can see that configuration with the hydraulic pumps here marked by green and blue lines. It's important to note that the outlets powered by the blue pump have a flow rate of 170 litres per minute each. The other three outlets manage 140 litres per minute each. Before we turn the cabin and head out to drive, let's take a look at the red engine hood, or rather, what's hidden beneath it. Case IH have a Cursor 9 engines, which are nearly the same as the one in the Magnum series. The 8.7 litre engine is in a frame on the Magnum series. And here it is, part of the new Optum model's design. The new components on the Cursor 9 engine are highlighted in yellow. The turbo and cylinder head have been modified, partly due to the powerful engine brake. The engine brake now has over 20% increased braking force, working by angling the variable turbo blades to brake the air entering the engine. The exhaust valves open, generating back pressure on the pistons. We will return to that later when driven at the test track. The service interval has been increased to 750 hours. The cabin is one of the only familiar aspects from Case IH. It is precisely the same cab as that on the other Optum models and the Puma series. Before we enter the cabin, there have been changes to the entry and exit steps. New steps have been added and they are not painted. They are aluminum steps. There's a neat detail that lets you change the lower step which depends on your rear wheel. You can move this in and out depending on how wide the tractor needs to be to enhance comfort levels. A new fuel tank has been installed. It holds 680 litres of fuel and 93 litres of AdBlue. There's also an air outlet brought forward here. You'll find electrical outlets and a heater for both engine and transmission oil. There's even a small light here that shines down on the steps in the dark. Let's go to the cab. The cabin is, as noted, the same. The cabin familiar from other Optum models and the Puma series. A fairly spacious cabin with 6 square meters of glass. If you are a known Case IH user, you will recognize the higher armrests here. A key detail is the new wipers on the latest Optum models. We are now at 260 degrees in the area, and we also have heating in the windshield. I believe we should take a trip in the new Case IH Optum 440, together with Marcus Putz, the product manager for the Optum series. We'll drive fast because the new Optum comes in 3 different options. There are versions at 40, 50 or 60 kilometer transmissions. This one exceeds 60 kilometer per hour. Let's head out to the test track. Good.
You know how to...
Yeah.
Not your first time, okay, I see it.
Not first time. So, now we're driving in the new Optum.
Exactly. Optum 440.
For 40, yes. And it's a high-speed Optum, this one.
It is.
Yeah?
We have a new option.
Yeah?
Beside the 40 and 50 kph versions, we offer now as well a 60 kph version. And very similar to all the other options, there is some margin we can do on top. So the top speed here, as you can see here, is 66k.
We're running 60 now, 61 actually.
We're still increasing.
Is it 66 the top?
Yeah, it's 66. Yeah, it is. And if you are fast on the road, the reason is we focus on multi-purpose use of this tractor, and for Europe this means we need to add the transport as a high priority. Therefore, we increase the speed, but we also increase the braking capacity. You can test it.
Okay. Yeah.
More. Yeah, you feel it.
Okay. Yeah, it's quite good.
Oh, you see it.
It is quite good. That was from 60 to 0 in no time. Yeah. So how much more brake capacity are there in the new Optum?
4 wet, cooled, let's say discs in the front axle.
Yeah.
So the disc diameter you can compare with the maximum on the rear axle. And I think this is the big improvement. If you go fast, you need to brake fast, and you need as well stability.
Yeah.
1 second.
No problem.
So what we did, we used this independent front axle suspension system, and we use a software to control anti-pitch, anti-dive, and anti-roll.
Okay.
So from that point of view, it is a very stable tractor, and I think this is important for the driver. You feel it, I hope.
Yeah, it is very stable. Yeah. Even at very high speed.
You feel comfortable.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can really feel the brake are very aggressive.
Absolutely. And then we did not talk about the engine brake.
Okay, that's in the brake as well.
Decompression brake.
Yeah.
And we combine the decompression brake with the braking performance of the turbocharger, the exhaust flap, and the cooling fan. So 4 components which are anyway on the engine.
Okay, that's clever.
This gives us a high performance exhaust brake or engine brake.
Okay, and that's the pedal in the bottom
this
of
is
the
button
on the cabin
on the floor. Yeah, I can film
Where
it
is
a
it?
little bit. Yeah, correct. Here it
So
is.
if I push this one?
Yeah, it's on. As you see here on the orange symbol. Yeah,
Ah,
correct,
okay.
Yes. Or we can also use a configurable button. Number
Okay, so you can push here and then.
Number 5 I've configured correct. Now we are static, so it doesn't work. But
okay, of course.
and we can also use the automatic mode as an example. I'll show you.
Yeah.
We can set this engine brake to
Over
automatic.
here. Okay.
This means it compares the real engine speed with your target, what you have set with the multi-controller.
Okay.
And then it switches on and off automatically. So, to summarize up here, we have a multi-purpose tractor, high horsepower, compact package, lighter tractor, and very good braking performance, exhaust brake, 60 kph. So this is the multi-tool for the field.
And the cabin is the same as we have on the Optum.
Exactly.
The Puma.
The only thing which is different is the cab suspension, and the frame is made for the heavier gross vehicle weight of the tractor, because all of our machines, they're rollover tested, and therefore we're a little bit more metal in the frame. Here we have the tire inflation, the auto. If you want, you can use this. This is set to a threshold of 30 kph, and if you increase over this 30 kph, it will move to road setting automatically.
Okay.
On the go.
On the go, so while you're driving, you can...
Yes. When you fold your implement, when you're ready and prepare for the road, in a couple of minutes you have road pressure. This is the idea. Suspension has been modified.
Case IH indicates that the driver feels 20% fewer movements with the new suspension. This includes both new software and hardware. 2 small stabilizer arms have replaced 1 large one. Software-wise, it reacts entirely. It makes the adjustment much quicker than it used to. In this manner, we conclude the film about the new Case IH Optum 440. There are 3 models, 360, 390 and 440. You can check it out on Agritechnica. We may see it in European fields in 2026. It is planned to begin production in the middle of next year. It can be provided in a year by the end of 2026, but perhaps a demo will come in the spring of 2026. We hope for the best. If you haven't done it, hit subscribe and follow Agritech Media. Don't forget this. There are 2 perks. One is that you can activate notifications for alerts straight to your phone next time a new film is available on the channel. The other benefit is that you express your support for Agritech Media. You just viewed a film. Totally free. It's my wonderful advertisers doing. Advertisers appear with subscribers. So please help me. Thanks for watching.